Hi guys, you're tuned in to another Rappler Live Jam. I'm Amanda and tonight I'm being joined by singer-songwriter Chlara.
Howdy.
Hi.
Howdy.
So is it just Chlara that's your stage name?
Yeah, it's just Chlara.
So you've been into music since you were super young.
Yeah, very, very young. I started at 3 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
What were you listening to at 3 years old?
Well, my dad used to collect a bunch of vinyl records and also cassettes, so very, very old school. And my dad passed away when I was 2, so my mom would constantly play all the records that we had in the house all the time for me to hear. And I think that's where I started to love music, and that's why I began so early.
Yeah, who were the artists that you were listening to on vinyl back then? Can you even remember?
I do remember Cliff Richard, The Carpenters, Stevie Wonder, and I remember a Sin. One of the Filipino ones was a Sin, I think.
Yeah.
And there's just it was a really, really broad mix of vinyl records.
Yeah. So in a way, that's like part of your dad that you that's
kept
with
with
you.
me, yeah.
And since then, you learned to play guitar and you are a singer. You went to singing school. How was that growing up, and then when can you tell us about the first time you picked up a guitar and then started making music?
Well, it actually happened where I got really jealous of my brother because I'm quite competitive when it comes to my kuya. So he started learning how to play the guitar, and I said, I want to do that too because I want to be better than him at something because he's like the really smart one. I needed something for myself. I needed to be the talented one or something in the family. So so he started, and then I got jealous, and then I said, I want to do that too, and I did my best, and I studied online, which is on YouTube. I looked up videos on YouTube, and I just started playing on my own, and that's how it began. And then I just continued on to finding out that I really like writing my own music, so I just continued doing that.
Yeah. Do you still remember the first song you ever wrote?
Oh my gosh, yes.
What was
horrible.
That's super interesting. Like when artists come and then you ask them what was the first song you wrote. It's like So if you were to hear that right now,
it's cringe, cringe-worthy.
Yeah. So that was you started playing and making your own music, I guess, as a form of competition against your brother. But now you're doing it professionally.
Yes.
What was it that made you decide to go pro with your music?
Actually, I think it was the encouragement of my family. Because if it was just like me, because I'm quite the introvert, so I wouldn't have said for myself that I really want to do this. And then my mom started enrolling me in these singing lessons, and then she encouraged me to play the guitar more, and also my brother. So I think if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't really be doing this at all.
Yeah, what do you think you'd be doing?
I'd be learning how to take care of animals.
Oh, well, that's fun too.
Yeah.
So either way.
Either way.
And since you started, you started when you were 16, according to your mom.
Yeah. She knows the timeline.
Yeah. Since then, what has been the highlight of your music career so far?
I wouldn't think that there's an actual highlight, because for me, I like to think of everything as just on one level, because I don't like to get too excited or too happy about something. So every achievement to me is quite, I don't over celebrate or anything like that. So there are a few that I like to say really impacted me, but I don't think I have that many that I could say is a highlight.
Yeah. So what were those that impacted you?
The first time I got to sing in Hong Kong, so I was there as a backup singer, and I also did 2 Chinese songs there. So I was like a middle act kind of thing, not a front, just in the middle while the artist was changing. Yeah. So I did that, and at the time, none of my music was out, no one knew me, and I think I felt in that moment, because it was the first time that I played with a full band, and I felt, this is amazing, I love this feeling, and yeah.
So that was the first time you felt that rush?
Yeah, the rush.
Do you still feel it now when you perform?
Oh, I think my nerves take the most of me, but yeah, occasionally I do feel it.
Wait, so earlier you said you you sang in Chinese? You sang Chinese songs?
Yes.
Do you know how to speak Chinese?
No,
Or just play the
I
songs?
can speak like the basic of basic of
Yeah.
the language, but I'm not fluent.
Is it hard to learn a different because you have
Language.
fans all over Asia,
Yeah,
so
I
I guess
do.
you have to sing songs.
In different languages, yeah. I think singing in Chinese is a lot easier compared to actually talking in Chinese, because there's no intonation when you sing. I mean, you follow the melody of the
Oh,
song,
yeah.
and then when you speak, you have so many
Yeah.
rules to follow.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So tonight we'll be listening to a lot of your your original
Yeah.
songs. So let's get that started with
Yeah.
your first song for the night, Ikaw na Yata. Can you tell us about this song?
This song, I wrote this song for a friend. Well, what actually happened was he had written a script for a film, and he was planning on doing it, and he asked me, can you read my script and see if anything comes out, if you want to write something. You don't have to do it like officially, it's just like if you feel like it. And then I read the script, and I don't know what happened. Within the first 5 minutes of like finishing the script, I was like, I know what to write. And then I just went straight, and I finished the song in about 10 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's
And it's my very first Tagalog song.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay.
This is Chlara with Ikaw na Yata.
Di ko maintindihan bakit bigla na lang pumipintig mag-isa puso ko. Kada ika'y nandyan, para bang kumakaan ang pagtingin ko sa mundo. Dadaan na lang sa biro, nagpipilitin pang itago. Nagtatakot, di ba alam sa'yo ang binubulong ng puso ko? Ikaw na yata sinisigaw ng damdamin, ikaw na yata magbubuo sa aking puso na inakala ko wala nang pag-asa. Ikaw na yata ang aking mahal. Minsan natutulala na lang ako sa tuwing kasama kita. Hinintay kong mauna mong aminin, at syempre naman ayoko lang magmukhang tanga. Itadaan na lang sa biro, nagpipilitin pang itago. Natatakot, di ba alam sa'yo ang binubulong ng puso ko? Ikaw na yata sinisigaw ng damdamin, ikaw na yata magbubuo sa aking puso na inakala ko wala nang pag-asa. Pag inapin ko pa ka ba mawawala? Ikaw ay yata sinisigaw ng damdamin. Ikaw na yata bubuo sa aking puso na inakala kong wala na pag-asa. Ikaw na yata, ikaw na yata ang aking mahal.
Thanks. So if you're just tuning in, that was Chlara with Ikaw Na Yata. It's a song that she wrote for her friend's film. Yeah. And it's your first song in Tagalog.
Yeah, it's my very
Why
first
did you
Tagalog.
decide to write it in Tagalog?
Well, I asked him, I said, if ever I were to write a song for this, would it be okay if it was in English? And then he said, I prefer if it's Tagalog. And I said, really? And then he said, it's a challenge, go do it. And then
Yeah, so if you guys didn't know, Chlara grew up in the UK.
Yeah, I grew up
That's
in
also
England.
where her awesome accent is from. People are like, oh, I think they're enjoying hearing you talk as much as hearing you sing because, you know, British accents.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she grew up in the UK. And actually, how did that influence your music or you as a musician?
Well, I think I just got to listen to a lot, like growing up, I got to listen to a lot more foreign music before I heard any OPM. And I think that's why when I came to the Philippines, listening to OPM was kind of like a new chapter for me. So it was a new sound, a new language, and it felt really different. And yeah, so growing up in England, I think it gave me a greater appreciation for both OPM and also international.
Yeah, nice. So what was the first, or who were the first OPM artists that you started listening to?
I listened to Parokya ni Edgar a
Oh, wow.
lot. Yeah.
That's so different from your music.
Yeah, and the very first song was Don't Touch My Birdie.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's the very first Parokya ni Edgar song that I heard. And I had no clue what the song was about because I was quite young.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Later
that's it.
on, you realized.
Yeah, I realized what it meant.
That's what I was listening.
Yeah.
So you've also have fans, not just here, but also like around the world in Asia,
Yeah,
mostly.
in Asia, Southeast Asia mostly.
So why decide to focus now your music? Because you're settled here now, right?
Yeah, I'm
Why
settled
decide
here.
to focus your career here?
Well, I've always loved living here. If given the chance, people ask me, if given the chance, would you move back to England? Would you stay in the Philippines? And my heart always tells me this is home. So I like traveling a lot and getting to sing in different places, but you can't take away home. Home is home.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to honor my Filipino side.
Yeah.
Even though I grew up in England, I think it's something that you have to appreciate because it's part of you. So I've always wanted to dig deeper into that side of me.
Yeah. So it's just the magnetism of home, I guess.
Yeah, it's home.
And you've also played earlier you said you played in Hong
Kong.
Kong. You've also played in China. And
Yeah, in Taiwan.
many shows abroad.
Yeah.
What's the difference playing for foreign versus Filipino audiences?
I think Filipinos are actually a little bit more harder to please.
Really?
Yeah. It's because I think because everyone here loves music. Like everywhere you go, maybe videoke somewhere, or there's someone just singing out loud in the toilet or something. And I think because in most other Southeast Asian countries, they're not as what's the word? They're not as open or as comfortable with music or singing out loud. And I think, that's the difference. Philippines is very comfortable and they love music and it's different. And in different countries, I think they like to appreciate it, but in their own way, which is quite silent compared to the Philippines.
So it's, I guess, yeah, there's
There's a
like more
different-
pressure
yeah.
to be amazing
Here,
here.
yeah.
Because anyone
Can do it, yeah.
But, I mean, you have a fan base here, so I guess you're doing
Something right.
Yeah. Um, your next song for us is another original
Yes.
song. This is called Spring Slips Away.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about this song?
So I wrote this song after I came back from Taiwan. So I made a friend while I was in Taiwan, and we were discussing his love life, as you do. And he was telling me how difficult it is to be in a relationship that's long distance. So he said no matter how hard he tried to make the relationship work, it just never worked out. And he just told me his story and everything, and I said, I need to write. And I didn't ask for his permission, but after I said, I wrote the song for you. And he said, okay, great.
What was his reaction when he heard it?
He was like, are you Taylor Swifting me? But I guess he was okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
This is Chlara with Spring Slips Away.
Spring is following the stars, slowly disappearing in the dark. It's getting harder to get to you. It's getting harder just to be. 'Cause I want you, though you denied it, you want me to. And if we weren't far, I know we'd go far together and never slip away, never slip away. Soon enough the rain will start to fall. Blossoms won't be pretty pink at all. It will be harder to get to you. It will be harder just to be. 'Cause I wanted you, though you denied it, you want me to. But we're just too far to go far together. So we slowly slipped away. We slowly slipped away. Down, 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 down. I wanted you, though you denied it, you want me to. But we're just too far to go far together. So spring slips away.
So if you're just tuning in, that was Chlara with her song Spring Slips Away. And this was inspired by
Another friend.
yeah, so you gather inspiration from friends.
Yeah, I've just noticed that.
Yeah,
Just
is
realized.
that the case for most of your songs?
Yeah, pretty much.
So, speaking of songwriting, someone on social is asking, CJ Pereira, hi, is asking, do you have any tips for a singer-songwriter out there wanting to create music?
I think just try everything. I mean, because some people like to stay in their comfort zones and just do that. But I think when you try to explore a little bit more and you force yourself to try something new, I think that helps a lot with writing because you find out your strengths and also your weaknesses, and you get to discover deeper things about yourself. So, and it's always good to try to write from your perspective, but then look at it also from someone else's perspective so that you can listen to your song both ways.
Yeah. When you say look at it from someone else's perspective, you mean in terms of the melodies or the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of like every little aspect of it. So in terms of the melody, in terms of like, does the lyrics really work with what you're like with your vocals, or should you sing it in a way that's a little bit softer to make the song sound a little bit more emotional? And like, if you look at it and think it doesn't sound quite right, you know, try to refresh, do something different, and then come back to it, and then look at it. I think that's also another thing that I mean by look at it from a different perspective, where you take a step back, take a breather, and then go back to it, and then see what parts you'd like to tweak and adjust.
So how does your songwriting process go? Do you start with the melodies? Do you start with the...
It's very, I wouldn't say that I have one specific way to do it, because mine tends to come out of conversations with friends. So it's quite bad. But yeah, I grab a lot of inspiration from friends and a different, sorry, my voice is breaking. And from a lot of like stories that I read or stories that I hear and things that I experience. So I tend to try and steal some of the things that they say. Well, not steal, but like gain inspiration from like their stories. Yeah. And if I hear a line that I think sounds amazing, I'll try to change it up a little bit and sing it in my own way, write it in my own way.
So it seems like fun to be your friend.
You get a song out of it.
Yeah. So can I be your friend?
Sure.
So aside from, okay, so when you're writing your music, what happens, for instance, when you hit a block? What do you do to sort of generate inspiration?
Well, actually, I tend to have seasons. So for me, it's like there was one time that in a span of a week, I wrote 5 songs. And then after 7 months, for a long, long time, I couldn't finish a song. I'd always just start and then end at a chorus, or I just write a bridge. And then I think what I did was I tried to piece it all back together, and also take a lot of breathers, because I do suffer with MDD. So I have depression. So it's something that can stop me from doing what I want to do. But I think my way is taking a step back, trying to look at it from a different perspective, and just talk to people so that I could get out of the bubble. And yeah.
And also, so that's for your original music, but also I think a lot of your listeners know you by your covers. So, and it's interesting because your cover songs, they sound like different from the originals.
Yeah, they
so
do.
How do you approach a song that you want to cover?
Well, when it comes to covers, I tend to say to myself, as much as possible, I want to make it sound a little bit, like put myself into it, and not just do a cover where it sounds exactly the same, or I haven't changed a chord or anything. When it comes to covers, I like to listen to the song for like just 10 times, and that's my limit, so that I don't end up actually copying exactly what the other artist does. And that's how I usually get the covers. And then I just, like, it's a backwards and forth of thoughts with my managers and with the staff of the label that I'm signed to. So we just say, would you like to do this song? And then I listen to it 2 times, and then I decide if I want to do it. And then I listen to it 8 times to learn it.
So it's quite a process,
Yeah.
when you do covers. And we will hear one later on.
Yeah.
But for now, your next song is another new unreleased
Yeah, it's
original.
an unreleased.
And it's called You Really Shouldn't Have. What's it about?
This one's a little bit naughty. I'm quite scared because my mom's here, but it's fine. She's heard the song before. So this one is You Really Shouldn't Have. It's kind of about an affair.
Okay.
So it's someone that is saying you shouldn't have done this because now I really want to be with you. Now I really want this relationship, and it's a little bit dark.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's dark.
Take it away, Chlara, with You Really Shouldn't Have.
You touched me a little too well. My mind, my body, my soul was so unprepared. Now I don't want anyone else. Think you cursed me with a love spell, 'cause I am bound to you. Now I need to feel your fingertips racing down and across my hips. I need to feel your lips against my You really shouldn't have started this fire. You really shouldn't have. You really shouldn't have. You really shouldn't have sparked this desire. You really shouldn't have. Now I need to be up in your space and sound of you. You want me bracing I you through the night. Won't you put your body on mine? I was hypnotized by those eyes. The piercing stares left my heart so bare. Now it's hard for me to count the times that you made me feel the peak of my desire. Don't slow down the heat, strike the ground, spit around like on fire. Now I crave to feel those fingertips smoothly gliding down these hips. I need to feel your lips against my You really shouldn't have started this fire. You really shouldn't have. You really shouldn't have. You really shouldn't have sparked this desire. You really shouldn't have. Now I need to be up in your space and sound of you. Your arm embracing Oh, the energy's taking over me, baby, hear my plea. Won't you come and see? Look what your love has done to me. Oh, stop teasing me. Just please me. Oh, you shouldn't have. Oh, you shouldn't have. Oh, you shouldn't have. Oh, you really shouldn't have started this fire. Oh, you shouldn't have. Oh, you shouldn't have. You really shouldn't have sparked this desire.
So if you're just tuning in, that was Chlara with her song You Really Shouldn't Have. I love it.
Thank you.
It's a naughty song
Yeah, it's a little
about
naughty.
an affair. Yeah, I guess it's something that people would want to sing to certain people. Yeah. Anyway, so those songs that we've heard from you tonight so far, these are all your original
Originals,
songs.
yeah.
They haven't been released.
Yep.
So when will they be released?
Hopefully in a few months. So I'm still kind of working on the arrangements of the songs, and I'm working really closely with my producers to get the different versions down well.
So is it going to be part of an album or an EP?
Actually, I haven't quite decided yet because, yeah, that's quite a naughty one, and I don't know if it will go well on an EP with the other sweet songs.
Yeah.
So we're still discussing it. Yeah.
It is quite like a different
Yeah,
tone.
different tone.
We have more questions from
Okey-dokey.
people watching tonight. From Barbara Fabian Gualvez. Which singer or band influenced you the most?
For me, Celine Dion.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Are you going to watch her concert?
No, I didn't get to get tickets. But yeah, Celine Dion, because she's one of the very first artists that I tried to cover. So my very first song to sing was My Heart Will Go On. And my mum knows this very well.
Yeah.
She heard this countless times. So yeah, because of that, Celine Dion has made such an impact. And no one can copy her voice. No one has ever been able to impersonate her voice because she's just so unique.
Yeah.
So yeah, Celine Dion has been one of my greatest.
That's interesting because you don't sound like you were influenced by
By
her.
Celine Dion.
Yeah, because you sound completely different, and yet there she is. Joseph Evans Rakion is asking, if you were to pick your favorite song from all of the covers that you've done, which one would it be?
I think I really like the one that I'm going to sing, which
Okay.
is This Love, because with this one, I really tried to put my own version of it out there. So I tried to put my own feel to how it's usually played.
Yeah.
So yeah. I
And
really
the song
appreciate
has
this
been
one.
played like
A lot of
a
times.
lot of
yeah.
times. Yeah, so we'll hear that in a bit.
Yeah.
But okay, so you're now like doing your music here in the Philippines. What else is next for you?
So right now, I'm just working on a bunch of new things. But you know, if anyone ever invites me to do anything, I'm open to it because I'd like to explore. But yeah, for now, I'm trying my best to work on a lot of originals because as much as I love covers, there's a side of me that I really want people to hear and that I'd love for people to, you know, just relate to.
Yeah.
And you know, 'cause
And I think from what we've heard so far, there's a lot to dig into there. So yeah, I think we're all waiting for that EP. Yeah. And aside from your doing your music and you know exploring that side of you, do you have any regular or upcoming gigs?
Yeah, I sing every Saturday at a resort in Calamba in Pansol, which is Doña Jovita. So I do that every Saturday, and on Sundays I sing at a place called Bertidos Anyhow, which is also in Calamba, because I'm really scared of Manila traffic.
Oh
So I keep to Laguna.
Yeah, you that's a wise choice. So also people can book you for gigs if they want
I'm
to,
open
right?
if anyone for events, so you can just contact Bea's, yeah.
Where can they get into? I guess on your Facebook
On my
page?
Facebook, yeah, you can find the information there of who to contact.
Yeah. And people can listen to you also on Spotify.
On iTunes, Deezer, KKBox, Tidal, and Google Play.
Yeah, so guys,
Yeah,
if you want more of
please,
Chlara,
please check it out.
check her out online. And now we're heading into your last song for the night, which is the one you
Yeah.
mentioned earlier, This Love.
This love.
I guess you already talked about
Yeah,
it.
sorry.
So this is it. This Love by Chlara. But before that, is there anything else you want to tell the people watching tonight?
I just, okay, because I suffer with MDD, and not a lot of people are aware of it. And I'd like to just say, to anyone that's suffering with it, you're not alone. And if you ever need help or anything, you could just send me a message. So you can find me on Facebook, on Twitter, or on Instagram. Just search my name, Chlara, and just send me a message because when I was going through MD, like my really low point, what helped me was getting messages and sending messages to a lot of different people. So, you know, if ever you need help, I'm here. Just send me a message and I will reply. It might take me a week, but I'll still reply.
That's very nice.
Yeah.
So guys, if you are going through something,
Yeah, just let me know, and also, you know, just find me on social media and, you know, listen to my music, hopefully. And hello to all of my friends that are watching tonight.
all of your friends that you've written songs about.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, for bringing your music.
Thank you.
So this is Chlara with her last song for the night, This Love, a cover of a Maroon 5 song.
I was so high that I did not recognize there was fire burning in his eyes. Chaos that control my mind. Whisper goodbye and he got on a plane. You never to return again, but always in this heart. This love has taken its toll on me. He said goodbye to many times before, and his heart is breaking in front of me. I had no choice, but I won't say goodbye no more. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I try my best to feed his appetite, keep him coming every night. So hard to keep him satisfied. I kept playing love like it was just a game, and then pretending to feel the same, but then you turn around and you leave again. But oh, this love has taken its toll on me. He said goodbye so many times before, and his heart is breaking in front of me. I had no choice, but I won't say goodbye no more. Oh, 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 oh. I'll fix these broken things, and I'll repair your broken wings, and I'll make sure that everything is right. Your pressure on my hips, oh baby, sinking your fingertips into every inch of me. 'Cause I know that's what I wanna do, baby. This love has taken its toll on me. He said goodbye too many times before, and his heart is breaking in front of